water mixable shakes. Okay, because the reality is most of our customers don't want to use milk. And soy milk is okay, but a water mixable product is easier for people to use. If they just have a sachet, they can take it to work, they could use it at lunchtime, they can get a bottle of water and be up and running. So those are going to be 20 grams of protein in each serving. In a tri-protein, so in other words in a soy-free version, as well as in a soy-based version. And we've tasted the soy one so far on the testing, and it's really delicious, amazing, beautiful and creamy. So those products I think are going to be key to helping us drive category 1 going forward. And you can see in late 2018, we're talking about a super shake. Okay, and a super shake, you'll notice it goes across all the categories. We're actually going to try and put everything that's in categories 1 to 5 in one shake. I know I've got friends who go, if you can give me a healthy breakfast, tell me I'm covered, leave me alone, I'm interested in that product. Okay, but I don't want to have too many other things to worry about. So there is a market for that, and we're aware of it, we want to address it. And then we've got, as you can see, other flavors and everything. So you guys get the picture here of what we're trying to do. And if there's any way for us to short-circuit some of these timelines, we're going to do it. Okay? We're just as impatient as you guys. We want the future to be today, right? So that's kind of where we're headed. I wanted to talk to you just very quickly about pricing. Okay, so one of the things that we do on the ESG is we've got a pricing committee. And it's one of the more complicated committees that we have because there are a lot of elements that drive our product prices. Okay, one of them is we get paid royalties on every price, okay, and bonuses. Yeah. And we expect to have a 50% retail margin. And so there are constraints. It's not as simple as getting a product, manufacturing it, and just working out a price with a profit margin like you would if you were a traditional retailer. Because we're not. We've got a marketing plan we've got to take into account. So we've been trying to find a balance, and we felt in some cases in the EMEA region, some of our pricing was out, and it was out for historical reasons. You know, if you think about it, Herbalife opened Europe before the euro existed. So it's kind of natural that things really shifted. And if you just look at what's happened to the euro in the last year, it's crazy, right? That's been at a 25% shift in value, just alone. So these things are moving around all the time, and it's a matter of trying to find the right price point that protects our marketing plan, that gives us a retailable price, and is in the market, so to speak. It's consumer friendly, and that's not always possible. That's the challenge for us. In H24, the conversation has gone on for months and months and months. How do we get the price of rebuild strength down? Okay, without throwing our marketing plan out the window. So you guys have to know, we're not, these things are not just happening in isolation. We're trying now to work closer with the company than we ever have in the past to come up with the right pricing and the right strategy. So, and just to, this is a simplistic example here that I did, but if we priced Formula One at 50 euros a can, you might get 10 sales. And if you price it at 100 euros a can, you only get 2 sales. So it's obvious that the 50 euro price point is better. Okay, so the idea is to find a price point that maximizes your revenues. Okay, because we make profits from the sales just like the company makes profits, and we need a profitable partnership. So if we look at a marketplace, we know, for example, that Norwegians are wealthier than Greeks. They're all in Europe, but they're wealthier, the consumer's wealthier there than Greece. So we want to have a price point that's going to be higher for the Norwegians because we're in this with the company. We want to maximize our profits per sale. Okay, so it's a balancing act, and there are still some prices in Europe that need some work. So I'm explaining this to you guys because many of you are on S&Ps. And before we can adjust pricing in a country, We have to have a conversation with the S&P. And you guys have to understand, we're trying to find a balance that's going to, if we move more volume, it's going to more than compensate for a drop in the price. That's the general idea. And we saw that with CR7. We experimented with a different pricing model. We came out with an aggressive price point, €1 a serving. And we've seen, certainly in the markets I work in, a big jump in CR7 sales relative to what we would have had from high grade. So there is, we've proven that price does matter, final price to the consumer. So when we come and talk to you guys, and particularly there's a couple of countries in Eastern Europe that need to think about their pricing, we think. You guys, we want you to have an open mind. We want everybody to make the most money. You guys and the company, that's our goal. So it is a balancing act. All right, so moving on. That's an optimum nutrition. Let's just go quickly through. I've got a whole bunch of slides here. I'm not going to get through them all now. But I want to talk about Lifeline and about Better Heart, because I've certainly noticed in the countries where I'm working, a lot of the distributors got given these two products, which are amazing, and they don't actually quite know what to do with them. How do you use the claims? What are you actually going to do with it? Who's felt that your organizations looked at this and they kind of look like deer in headlights right now? I think there's no question about that. You want to think about that. If you didn't raise your hand, you probably haven't thought about it enough. All right, so just jumping ahead. Lifeline Max. So we've got 5 claims potentially. Okay, you get 3 claims from 1 tablet a day. There's 30 tablets in a box, and we priced this thing. Sorry, jumped ahead there. We've priced it in a way that we think is very accessible by consumers in every single market. Okay, so you've got 3 claims. The first 3 claims come with 1 tablet a day. Contribution to the normal heart function, normal vision, and normal brain function. That's a hell of a claim. Okay? So we're not used to being able to say things like this, and you guys have got to become familiar with these. Now, the 4th claim comes with 4 tablets a day, and the 5th claim comes with 5 tablets a day. So we're probably not going to be selling a lot of people on 5 tablets a day. But imagine if, on average, every one of our customers was adding Lifeline to their core program for 1 tablet a day. And we would, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Europe, fish oil is the #1 sold supplement. Okay, particularly UK, Scandinavia, all these markets. It's a huge, huge seller for vitamin companies. And Herbalife, we've now got one of the best products out there. It's at the right price point, and we're letting other people take our customers and sell them fish oil. That's the way I see it right now. So if we get on this, we can seriously dominate this particular market segment. So just jumping ahead, I don't want to go to, but that's right, there the claims are. Okay, so 1 capsule, cold capsule fire. Yeah, it is worth a clap actually. Okay, so function of the heart. I'm gonna just jump ahead of these. It was a bit ambitious. So here's a slide that you might want to just take note of. It's just a quick contrast between the old Lifeline and the new Lifeline Max. Okay, and if you saw, we didn't have the claims figured out. It was because the product wasn't uniform throughout EMEA. It was more difficult for us to tell people how many tablets to take. In fact, the label in Switzerland, for example, had a different recommendation than the German label and things like that. It was really confusing. So we've tried to really make this as simple as possible. And the capsule is vegetarian, so it's friendly to vegetarians, vegans, everyone else. We give a shout out to the vegans. All right, so moving on. This is the rollout schedule, and there still are some countries who don't have it yet. We're only going to get it next year. So, Greece and Ghana is wave 2, Q3 next year. You can see the wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and wave 6 countries all on this map. So, sorry it doesn't happen as fast as we wanted to, but I know The regulatory guys are working around the clock to make this happen for you. All right, jumping on marketing materials. We've tried to really give you guys serious marketing materials. Pull-up banners, cards that you can hand out, little cue cards to remind you of the product claims and everything. So you want to approach the launch of the products going forward in a different way than you probably have in the past. Okay? In the past, if you were anything like me, you never read anything the company put out. You just got the product and you used it. Actually, the materials are worth reading because there's stuff there that's going to help you guys, it's going to educate your customers, it's going to educate your distributors, and it's going to help you get more sales. Okay? Because as of right now, we don't do well enough in this category, in my opinion. This is a huge category, massive business opportunity for all of us, and we need to zero in on it. Okay, those are the cue cards. I asked the company for taglines. Okay, how do you talk to somebody in the street about this product? And what we came up with is carefree your heart, ask me how. Okay, you can add brain and other things, but I think it starts sounding kind of crazy to people when you say, well, you can fix your eyesight, help fix your eyesight, your brain, and your heart with one tablet. They go, hold on a minute. Are you that Herbalife company? So this is just a simple claim for you to get people interested in trying the product, putting it into your core nutrition program, and moving forward. Let's talk about Better Heart for a couple of minutes as well before I finish up here. Again, remember this is a fiber product now. It's in category 4, and you get a good amount of fiber with it, with an additional cholesterol claim. This is a little chart of the sales so far. So, kind of what we expect. The launch happens, everyone buys 2 or 3 cans of product, and then after the launch, we kind of tend to lose focus on the product, and people get back to selling healthy breakfast or whatever it was they were doing before. So, you guys want to just be aware of that and figure out how to get this into your customer life cycle. You know what I mean by a customer life cycle? The sequence when you do things with your customers. What you want them to experience at what stage. This is just a little breakout of the different marketplaces selling Better Heart and who's dominating. The Italians are right out in front. Yay. All right. Oat beta-glucan. So one of the key things with this is what we've done, what you need to know scientifically is beta-glucans are something that occur naturally in oats. Okay, and I had one of my smart aleck customers go, well, why don't I just eat a bowl of oats then? And it's because we've extracted the good bit without the calories and the carbs. Okay, so you get a delivery system of the healthy oat beta-glucans without all the extra calories and carbs. That's the main thing. It's only 51 calories a serving. And you take 1 scoop to maintain your cholesterol, 2 scoops to reduce it. You can use it in shake, juice, water. I like it in my shake. I think it tastes great. So it's very easy to use. Let's just talk about the claims for a second, because the claims are kind of medically sounding, and we've got to be careful how we approach this. We don't want to run foul of any regulations. So a measured claim is one where somebody knows their cholesterol before getting on the product, and they know their cholesterol after. So they can actually make a testimonial saying, my cholesterol went from 5.9 to 4.7 over a 2-month period using Better Heart. That's an allowable claim provided you've had the measurements done. Okay, so this is really cool. And these are some examples of some acceptable claims. We did a test group, by the way. So there was a test group done for Prague, and we got amazing results from some of the people that were involved. We saw 30 and 40% reductions in LDL cholesterol, which is huge. Now you've got the similar set of marketing materials, guys. Pull-up banners, posters, cards, cue cards. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to inform your customers, get your distributors educated, and put tools in their hands that can make a difference. And I want to come to this